looks great.
All right.
All right, so
Yeah,
hello,
I guess
everybody.
we are getting ready. Oh,
Grady, you get your stuff going. Thank you very much.
let's take off the plastic and get ready to go.
Just because it's our
here.
first time, we're trying to make sure that we are going to be live today. So those of you that are already logged on with us,
Thanks
very
for
much.
being here.
There's Grady. He's going to be checking out a few things here in the next couple of seconds while we get our acts together so that we can. Oh, there we go. Powder. There we go.
There, now
All
now
right.
you're looking good. That's good.
That's fantastic.
All right.
So I think that Brandy, do you have any action going on over there? Do you have us ready to go? So your computer's not working, Greg.
Is it working?
Oh, you got it? Oh, you got it going? Okay.
All right.
We got Danny says we're watching.
Well, I think
We've
it's
got,
almost there.
We've got Anna. Anna, can you log on? Are you able to make it?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if no one's talking, then I guess we should start. Ready? 3,
Are we, no,
Two,
stop. No.
1. No, we got 2 minutes. Okay, we got 2 minutes.
Get ready to go. Everything's good. Oh my God, fantastic. Oh my
I guess
God.
we are getting close.
Actually, you guys to let you know.
Oh, nice.
We can see you. We know
Cody,
what you're- we know what
Caitlin,
you're wearing.
Anna.
Oh, Grady's
Yes.
able to read. Freddie, come here, handsome.
I still
Come
have good
here.
eyes.
That's nice. Come on, handsome. Come here. Come say hi. There's Freddie saying hi to everybody.
Oh, we got a minute, Fred. We got 1 minute before
1
we go
minute.
live, and this crazy show thing happens. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
There we go. Good job, buddy. For those of you that didn't read the email or didn't get prepared, make sure you've got your Albarino. Make sure you've got your Le Classique. Make sure that you've got your Rocket so we can taste along together.
Wait, you're not
and
supposed to
have
be
some fun.
drinking yet. I'm supposed to pour you the wine.
You will. I'll finish this before then.
Okay. How close are we? 3:59.
There we go. That's pretty darn good.
Getting close.
Where are we at? What's our?
We have like
we
a
have
minute.
countdown?
No, I think it's 4 o'clock.
Why don't you go?
Shall
Is
we
it
do
4
it?
o'clock? Let's do it. Hello, my name is Brad Beard. I am the owner and the winemaker for Mercury Wine. Welcome. We are coming to you live from the most fantastic small hamlet in all of California, downtown Geyserville, California, located in the most fantastic wine country of all, Sonoma County. As most of you all know, this is my brother Grady. He runs the tasting room as the head tasting manager. As you know, if you've been tasting with him, he tastes with you no matter how many guests that we have throughout the day. I can see that a whole bunch of people are just now joining us. Thank you guys for coming along. A couple things that are going to be going on. This is obviously new for us, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of fun things. First of all, we are going to be doing cooking videos because everybody knows that I love to cook as well as make wine. So we're going to be putting some cooking videos up of all of our most favorite food and wine pairings that we do for all of our events that we do. Just so everybody knows that the first 2 videos are going to be, number 1 is going to be shrimp and mango salsa, super easy. And then we're also going to be doing Domenica from Catelli's, her most world famous meatball recipe that goes great with so many of my red wines. The Exina, we're going to pair up perfectly with the shrimp and mango salsa. So be looking for those on the 23rd. And then, depending on the response that we get here, we may do some more of these, but our next one is planned for next Friday, the 27th at the exact same time. But of course, we would love some of your feedback. And if this time isn't quite as convenient for you, we will try to adjust that. But we're trying to get everybody on the East Coast and the West Coast to be able to join in and have one freaking awesome Mercury Crew happy hour with Brad. And with that being said, we're going to start off with our first wine. Our first wine is our Albarino. It's a 2018 Albarino. For those of you that don't know, Albarino is an indigenous grape to the northwestern regions of Spain. Oh shoot, I forgot to tell you about this other stuff too, real quick. Okay, so we're going to try to be educational, so you're going to get some wine knowledge. That's very important. And we're going to be tasting some wine, and we're going to be trying to have some fun. So please bear with us if you don't like the education, the tasting, or the fun. Okay. hit out there. Never mind. Anyway, so we've got our Albarino, and Albarino, as most of you know, is one of my absolutely favorite grapes because it's a mid-bodied grape. It has a beautiful mid-level, maybe a Meyer lemon color, so it's not quite as crystal clear and light as my Sauvignon Blanc, but it's also not as golden and rich as a Chardonnay. And the great thing about Albarino is that it's a super fantastic pairing wine. But let's talk about the flavors, and we'll talk about what it's going to be pairing with as well. So right up front on the nose, you're going to be beautiful aromatics of pear. I think Grady's getting some of that too. And then what I also like to talk about is because Albarino is meant to be grown close to the coast, it picks up this beautiful, like most likely a wet stone or ocean air quality to it. I think we're getting that on the nose right now as well. So you get a little bit of that as well. Let's see how we do with the taste.
You know what I'm picking up? A little apricot coming in out of nowhere.
Grady is the apricot sniffer outer of the universe. He always finds apricots in most of my wines. I think it has something to do with the European yeast that I always use on my white wines. But Grady always picks up a bit of apricot. Let me dominant flavor up front. Let's see if we get that.
Oh, I'm out. That's odd.
Shocking, shocking. Yep, absolutely. Just beautiful ripe pear. Starting from the beginning, running into the middle. From the middle is where I will pick up a little bit of that wet stone is going to be coming up in the middle, and a little bit of lemon zest on the finish, and that just helps it, for the finish. It keeps that clean, refreshing feel when you get a little bit of that citrus or lemon feels. All right, Grady's ready to eat already as well. What's amazing about Albarino is that it goes with so many amazing things. First of all, I was just saying scallops, seared scallops, one of the most best things you could ever have with it. But it also goes great with paella. What's in paella? You're gonna have a lot of seafood, you're gonna have some chicken, but you're also gonna have some Spanish chorizo with those wonderful big flavors. So we've got some fantastic chorizo here. And all right, you'll be safe, I won't be.
We're brothers. I don't think we can transfer it between ourselves.
Oh no, the CDC said so. You're fine.
Okay, good.
So now I'm getting that beautiful Spanish paprika. This is intense.
Oh my God.
This is a full-bodied salami that has big, bold flavors that you would typically want to pair up with a big, bold red wine. You know what's going to go good with big red wine? Freaking Tempranillo. Absolutely delicious. So Tempranillo to go with those. But what's amazing about Albarino it just plays so nicely with that paprika. This is why all the local food and wine pairings from 1,000 years ago are always what you want to go back to. Of course, it's fun, coming with new stuff, but the classics are as well. Man, I still have a lot of feel with all pear.
God, I wish we had some Tempranillo.
We'll be making some soon, or we are making some, but you know that my Tempranillos take a long time. So those are going to be, might come sooner. You never know. The wine always tells me. I don't tell the wine.
That's true.
But so there we go. That is my idea of an Albarino. Fantastic mid-bodied wine. Of course, all of my wines, great on their own, but with a little food pairing can make the wine that much better, but it also can make your food experience that much better, and you can wow all your friends with, oh my gosh, that's Spanish Tempranillo. Oh, we're great with that, but so did the white Albarino as well. Next on our agenda is going to be a wine that was just tons of fun for you. Everybody knows that I love making big fair. This is quite ridiculous. That is as dark as my Pinot, but this is what a classic rosé should look like. It's got this beautiful light flamingo color, so it has a little bit of rose, but it actually has a little more orange. So a classic rosé coming from Provence or one of the great rosé producing regions of the world. That's where it's going to be.
That's what it's we're going to try this next week, right?
Yes, that's going to be
on a next week thing.
Yes, so we're going to be pairing that up with a lot of stuff
in your cellar. Get it chilled and ready for next week.
And if you don't, you could always give us a call and order it up as well. So we're going to go ahead and scoot on over to the next one. So here is, why did I do a classique? Why did I call it classic? I have always loved classic French or Provence style rosés. I just really wanted to introduce a style of rosé that people hadn't had before. And when I wanted to do this because it was our 10-year anniversary, I just wanted to knock it out of the park. So what we did is we used a blend, and you know me as a big blender. So this one's got a little bit of Grenache, it's got a little Sangiovese, it's got a little bit of Petit Syrah, and it's got a little bit of Zinfandel. And we did it in the Semier method. So what I was doing is when we were fermenting those grapes, we bled a little bit of wine off of the skins and gave us this wonderful flavor. The other really cool thing that it did is it actually gave us a beginning, a middle, and a finish. And a lot of times classic rosés or rosés in general are kind of like a one-hit note, maybe a little sweetness at the end, a little bit not. And as you know me, there's no residual sugar in this wine. So let's go ahead and pour it and give it a taste.
I just saw a thing that John Huddick just said he just tried the rosé for the first time, and it was outstanding.
John, good to hear
Good
from
to
you,
hear
my
from you,
friend.
sir.
I'm assuming you're still in Yuma, but you could be anywhere around the world since you are our nation's #1 Harrier pilot on the planet. So, hey, thank you very much, my friend.
Hi,
and
Aaron.
let me guess, what's the temperature in Yuma right now? This actually might be perfect.
Would be perfect.
It's a little chilly in Northern California.
If it didn't
but
evaporate
this
right out of
one's
the glass.
doing really good. But here's the deal. Okay, here we go. We already talked about the beautiful light flamingo color of this wine. Next, let's get this nose. I get all white peaches. Now, Anna, she gets it more of a nectarine. That's a tomato. I don't even know what the heck's going on there. Somewhere in the peach family, definitely nice and ripe. Something in the stone fruit category in the mid palate, on the nose. Grady's got something to say.
I do. Apparently, some of our Fun Wine Club members think I should be a hand model.
Oh, look, there we go.
Stop covering the label with your huge hands. All right, well, there you go. Perfect.
One of my.
I won't do that.
All right, that is fantastic. You know what? That's why they put the punt in there, and that's why there's no reason
That's
for
right.
a punt other than for me to hold the bottle like
Damn
this.
it, no punt.
But you know what? Wait.
There we go.
If I do this, I might have to start talking like this.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
This one
I don't know
is
if you
super
talk like
fantastic.
that.
This is the little classique rosé. Anyway, my friends. All right, we know we got some white peaches or nectarines running around on the nose. No big hands. There we go. Wasn't there a Seinfeld episode about the man hands? I'm not quite sure.
Our friends in Michigan are saying we should ship tasting kits with food in them along with the wine. And you know what? With a little dry ice, it might get there. You may not die.
That's a great idea. Or maybe invite Brad out.
You know,
and,
if you've got an extra bedroom, we'll sleep on the floor.
that would negate the bedroom. But
Oh,
that's
right.
okay. But if you
Well,
have a bedroom, I
on a
would
bed and
prefer
floor.
a bed. You know, I'm getting a little older, my back's a little bad. I would love to come out and see you. Put a big party together. Give me a call. Obviously, we're not too busy right now, so we could probably come out and visit you based on CDC recommendations only. Asking for Freddie sighting, of course. Okay, here's
Hi,
Poochie
Fred.
time. Where is he at?
Everybody
There
wanted
he
to say
is.
hi to Fred. He's
Freddie.
here, waiting
All
for
right,
a treat.
we'll give him a little snacky snack. All right, just fondled everything. Don't touch that one, Grady.
All right, I won't touch that.
There we go. So of course, Freddie's here in the tasting room with us, doing all of his amazing things. All right, thanks,
Good boy,
Fred.
Fred.
All
Thank
right, Come
you.
back and see us again when we open up the rocket, so you can get.
Oh
the
yeah,
cork.
we'll give you a cork, crazy dog.
So beautiful, beautiful white peaches. Some nice minerally stony fruit running through. But you know what I really get on this wine for the finish? I get a bunch of green apples. This wine just finishes with green apple. And that green apple, again, like the lemon was giving this nice zesty, the Albarino, nice zesty. He wants a treat out of there. Okay, whatever. Freddie, we moved his treats. For all of you that know the treats are over there now, they're back behind. But it has a beautiful green apple, which kind of accentuates the acidity that's running for the finish. So those nice ripe pears give way to the green apple, and that's more about the acidity coming up than anything else, but it gives that nice green apple finish, and it's absolutely fantastic. And then moving along for what we're going to pair this up with, I don't see it. Where did it go?
there.
I know it's there, but I got to cut it myself. It wasn't
Sorry.
pre-cut for me. Anna.
I almost did it.
Seriously. All right, so what we're going to pair this up with is we have a triple creme brie for this. And what's neat about that is obviously it's really rich. And because rosés are lighter and they're harvested younger, they have a higher acidity. So it's not the oak or the tannins that are going to pair up with the rich creaminess of the cheese. It's going to be the acidity. So
Listen, I touched your knife.
I'll never use
damn
it
it.
again. I know. It's okay. Oh, it's a little sticky. I hope this isn't. No. All right, everybody knows brie. It's
Oh
a
my
rich,
God,
creamy
that's
cheese.
amazing.
There's a little bit of that musty, funky flavor, but what I like about it is it actually balances the rosé. Those green apples and those peaches that were very separated are now really coming together. So you get a little more green apple up front, you get a little bit more of the peaches in back.
And that little strawberry popping out of nowhere.
God, there is a little strawberry in there. That's absolutely fantastic. It also, but if you're scared of brie, I'm going to also say don't do this one because it does bring up those mustier flavors as well.
Oh, Brad. Susan and Bob
Oh,
in
Susan
Minnesota.
and Bob. Oh my God.
Our good friends.
Minnesota.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
Hanging out, drinking Mercurio Lot 3 by the fire.
Mercurio Lot 3 by the fire.
Oh, it's a 2. Oh, it's there's extra ones.
That's an actual. That's a lot too.
That's a lot too.
Okay, that was
I'm
the
gonna fix
dark.
it before it falls.
That was dark. That was chocolatey. All right, we're having a picture situation. We might have just had an earthquake, or was this that me breaking the internet? Not quite sure. Thanks
It
for
was
coming
you
back.
breaking the internet, I'm pretty
Mercurio Lot 2. For those of you, there's the Tempranillo we were talking
beautiful
about.
Tempranillo.
Tempranillo. Oh my God. Figs, plums,
Dark chocolate.
dark chocolate everywhere. I hope that's still hanging in there because that's 16, 17 years old. So I hope that that's treating you
guys.
well. That's absolutely fantastic. All right, we're gonna move on to the reds now. And so,
Already?
is it too soon?
No, I don't think so. It's always time for red.
You know what's nice because if you've ever been here in the tasting room, Grady will revisit you.
Oh, yeah, we
and
can always go
revisit
back
you.
to the
So
whites.
if we run out of time, we can do
start
some
back.
revisiting. And I know that some people join late and all that kind of stuff, but I want to do a little Toyota.
Toyota?
I'm gonna do some Toyotas. Or
We're going to get a sponsor.
Or
on
I'm
our
going
first video.
love me some Toyotas. What I want to do, if you sponsor me, that'd be fantastic. But what I want to do is actually give you a little
Send us
tutorial
money, Toyota.
because a lot of people get crazy because I wax all of my reds. All right, this is real wax. This isn't fake wax. You've had those people who wax their wines, and it's super hard. You have to use a chisel to get through it. I don't do that to you. You want to know why? Because I love you, and I don't want you to spend 25 minutes trying to get into a bottle of wine. But super simple. Take one of your nice old-fashioned wine keys, a classic waiter wine key with a little bit of a little knife on here. If you have a $400 rabbit wine opener, do not use your roller on the top or it's going to gum it up and ruin it, and then you're going to be angry with me. So this is what you want to do. You take it, you run it right around the top, you give it a nice little twist. Bum, 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 bum. Look at that. You see how clean that cut? You want to know why? Because I spent a lot of money on this really nice wax. The other thing that's cool about this really nice wax, oh, speaking of not covering the labels, this is our 2017 Rocket. For those of you that are not familiar, this is my mainly Cab Franc based Bordeaux blend. It has a little splash of Merlot, Malbec, and Petit Verdot as well. 3 years barrel aged, not all new, a lot of neutral. I'm looking for the amazing amount of California fruit that nobody can grow better, blended with the subtleties and nuances of a European or a classic Bordeaux Sauvignon. So you see that it's popped right through. We're just going to twist it. Some people twist the key. I think that's the best. Oh, my hands are blocking and it's backwards. Sorry. There we go. I think that's the best, but you can spin the bottle as well. I've found that it hasn't worked out too poorly. Grady's saying something. What do you got to say?
Daenerys, what are you drinking?
There we go. So, there
Beautiful.
it is. Absolutely fantastic. So I've got just a little bit of wax here. I'll push it off the side. A little wax in your wine is not nearly as bad as a black fly in your Chardonnay. So here we go. I've still got a little bit of that chorizo still left over on my palate. I've got that freaking fantastic triple cream. So now, even though this wine has some pretty bolder tannins, I've done everything I can do to soften them. I've let it sit in the barrel for 3 years. It's been in the bottle now for 3 or 4 months. But the tannins are there. We built this wine to last. But with that nice amount of fat on the palate, it's going to really help balance those tannins. And a little bit of chorizo and a little bit of cheese is not a bad thing to have before we enjoy this wine.
Uh-oh.
Oh, who could that be? Is that Mom?
That's Mom.
Awesome.
She
Hi, Mom.
says we look great. Hi,
Yay!
Mom.
Hi, Mom. Trying hard. I'm sure you're not tasting along with us, but maybe next time.
Yeah, Mom. Get some wine.
Hey,
Come on.
simmer down.
Come on.
Might have given away to all our friends. All right, so here we go. We're gonna taste through the Rocket. For those of you that know me, the Rocket holds a special place in my heart. I really am trying to marry the amazing American fruit that we have. That's just more powerful. It ripens better than most any other place in the world, with the subtlety and elegance. Yes,
Oh, of a great Bordeaux wine.
that's what I was trying to say. All right.
Just told Mom that we loved her.
Oh, I thought you got the notice that you had the COVID. All right,
Well,
here we go.
oh God, I don't think we should say that.
All right. First of
Wow,
all,
who makes this stuff?
what's
Damn.
really awesome is that you're going to get this really intense, but yet creamy nose.
Mm-hmm.
Creamy, not creamy as in marshmallow creamy, but it's got this soft or this roundness to it, and a lot of that has to do with that beautiful sweet vanilla oak that I use. I use a lot of the Limousine oak. It's a much softer oak that's imparting. There's toasty, oaky flavors, but they're much more subdued. And what we're trying to do with this wine is we're looking for balance. Brady, seriously, can you
Can I
please
tell Mom to
stop
come-
that?
come
She
back
doesn't
later?
need to reply. Or hey, Mom, stop replying. All
Mom,
good.
I'll talk to you after the video.
All right, so
Oh,
we got
what
this.
is a limousine? Is it like a big car, or is it actually a place?
Oh, that's a great question. All right, Limousine oak comes from the Limousin forest in France. Limousin forest, it's the premium, it's the best of the best. And that's where we got the name for limousines here in the United States, this was our biggest and most grandest, our limousines. And so the Limousin oak is a super subtle and extremely expensive oak that most people don't use for reds because it is so light that it doesn't add a whole lot of flavor to it. But it is, and Grady, I'm going to ask you to go off screen for a little while. Thank you. Tell Mom to simmer down. Simmer down.
She has a lot to say today for some reason.
All right, so we got past that beautiful creamy nose. So we've got this wonderful creamy nose. There was a lot of plum. Oh man, if you're enjoying this after like a double cream, triple cream, this is absolutely silky and soft on the palate. But for those of you that are not enjoying it with a richer, creamier cheese, you're gonna still feel some of those tannins. And again, the food and wine pairings are all about tannins, acids, fat, all of those things are going to come into it. So what's happening right now is my palate is been coated with that beautiful triple cream brie, and so I'm not experiencing all those tannins up front. So I'm getting these beautiful sweet vanilla notes. I'm getting not strawberry, it's cherries, plums. A little berry basket is running around in there as well. And even still, even after 2 or 3 sips, I still haven't pulled all that fat off my tongue. And honestly, let's just stop and break down the whole wine pairing thing when you're talking about these extreme, big, heavy tannin cabs or high acid wines and their food pairing ability. What we're really talking about is if you have that traditional fatty steak or fatty X as your meal, and you have that first bite of your ribeye, and your palate is completely immediately covered with all this delicious fat. Sorry for you folks that don't like that, but I sure do. So you got all this fat in there, and then what that's going to do is that's going to buffer the tannins and the acid in the wine. But what the tannins and acid are going to do, they're going to strip your palate of all those fats. So your next bite of fatty deliciousness is going to be even more delicious and more fun. So that's what food and wine pairings are really all about. You're throwing some fat on your tongue. It's great. It's balancing the high acid and high tannins, especially with some of your bigger red wines. Plums, cherries. Oh my God. Some nice woody flavors are going on there as well. Those plums and cherries are going to be in the finish. And again, for those of you that know me, my 2005 and 6 are still drinking great.
Yeah.
But honestly, the 2013, unbelievable. We had some club members call in and say, "Oh my God, it was great." I hadn't had it for probably a year. I went back and retasted it. The 2013 Rocket. And again, it's a little bit of a confusing label. So it was a 13 Rocket released in 17. So absolutely fantastic. I think we have another question coming in right now. Grady, what have we got?
Start with the rosé and follow with the rocket.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now you're really cooking.
Here's the deal. Okay. Unbeknownst to me, as I created this lineup that I've got in the tasting room right now, it's the Albarino, the Rosé. This is a great question. Thank you very much, whoever that was. Albarino, Rosé, Rocket. Absolutely fantastic. It is so delicious. The Rosé sets your palate up perfectly for the Rocket, even if you don't have any of these
Right. You don't need food.
foods to pass with it. But this brings up a great question. I took the Axina off the list. Do you want to know why I took the Axina off the list? Because the Axina and the the new La Classique Rosé, they're fighting. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
The Axina makes the Rosé taste terrible. So please, this is what you really need to do. Never ever put the Axina in the lineup for when you're planning a meal for your friends. To be in line with the Albarino. If you guys remember about 3 years ago, I think it was the 14-15 Sister Zinfandel. Did not like them. I had to put the Sister at the end of the tasting list because the Zinfandel just messed everything up.
It was like Brad and I when we were kids, separated.
Or yesterday when we were writing an email. It really doesn't work out too well. And so I always want to warn people that when I have wines that fight, and the Axina and the Rosé are absolute fighters.
Yeah.
You want to know why they're fighting?
Why?
They're so freaking fantastic.
No, they're so good. They're just so good together.
They want to be number
They
one.
do.
What's funny, I took the Axina was just selling like crazy. I took it off the list begrudgingly and brought the Rosé out, and it was selling just as well as the Axina was, and people hadn't even had the Axina. It's just unbelievable. Oh, quick real back to reality. Woo, we just released the La Classique Rosé, and it's almost sold out. As of this morning, we had seven cases left out of 100, and we released it 3.5 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, yeah.
So there's, I know, good things, bad things, but if you need some rosé and you're tasting it for the first time because you just received your club shipment a couple of weeks ago, make sure you reorder now. Now, I hear you. This was going to be a one-off for our 10-year anniversary. I was just going to clobber classic rosé. All right, I pretty much did. But the backlash of as a one-off, people were very upset about. So absolutely, I have already made plans, and we will make this again. And you know me, I can't double production in a year, but I will try to increase it by 25, 30% for next year.
Nice.
I think we have another question.
We do have another question. What to pair with Axina? Well, guess what? You have to tune in next week because that's what we're doing. We're pairing everything with Axina, you crazy person.
All right.
Didn't you watch the beginning?
We're gonna. They might.
Maybe they came in late. Yeah. So we'll do it next week.
People of the future, I'm talking to you. Next week we are going to be pairing Anna's shrimp and mango salsa with the Axina. We did it when we last year during our Left Bank event. We introduced Axina, which I was very nervous about because it is so expressive and so crazy. And I talk about balance and subtleties and nuances. Axina is not about balance. It's not about a subtlety. It's not about a nuance. It's about every summer ripe, fresh fruit that you ever had just as explosive in your mouth. It's like fireworks going off. It's super fantastic, but it goes great with the shrimp and mango salsa. So what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm gonna do that video in the next couple of days, and I'm gonna get that out on Monday. And hopefully I will get, oh, speaking of our next video, you know what this is right over here?
What is that?
That goes fantastic with the Rocket. This is, okay, Catelli's is, if you guys know us here in Geyserville, we have Diavola and Catelli's. So we're starting out with the Catelli's Classic. This is Domenica's Italian meatballs. They are so absolutely delicious. It's a pork and beef blend. There's ricotta, there's Parmesan, there's all sorts of great stuff smothered in a little marinara sauce. It is absolutely fantastic, and believe it or not, it's not that hard to make. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a video on that. That'll most likely come out on Tuesday or Wednesday. Shrimp and mango salsa most likely Monday. A little bit of Domenica's meatballs on Tuesday or Wednesday.
And then we can all share them
Then what's
together.
really cool, you're exactly right. So when I'm doing these pairings and I'm talking about these amazing flavors, you guys can be following along. But speaking about amazing flavors, let's check it out.
Let's
I
have
didn't
some
even
amazing
have it.
flavors.
So I was so enamored with the
Charcuterie platter
triple
was pretty
cream
perfect today,
brie, which
actually.
went great with this. But you know, when you're building a big American red, obviously a little bit of meat is not a bad thing to go along with it as well.
My glass is
let me
empty
see
again.
about
It's so
this.
weird.
And I know everybody gets a little freaked out about eating on TV. I don't care.
Oh well. Oh my god.
Absolutely fantastic. Here's what's wicked cool. That ricotta cheese that's in there. It's kind of, I can feel that coating my tongue.
Yep.
But if I had another bite of that meatball, I wouldn't enjoy it as much.
No. But when you have the wine, you're cleaning your palate and getting you ready for the next bite.
Oh man. Wow. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, one quick thing I just saw on Domenica's chalkboard out in front. Of course, if you're a local and you're trying to get food here in California, you can only order it to go. Domenica is selling bottles of wine along with it. Right now, she has my La Classique Rosé, but obviously I'm going to get this, so if you swing by, you can order that as well. What's our next question?
Our next question, are we doing pickups here in the tasting room? And yes, we are, but please call me to make sure that we're here. And we're not doing them, we don't have our normal hours.
We're not here.
But, well, I'm always here.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you call first, just to let me know you're
Here's
coming,
the deal. If nobody
that'd be
came in and
great.
picked up all day and Grady wants to leave at 4:30, he's going to.
It will.
So please shoot us a call.
Or shoot me
us
an email, and
Let
I
us
will
know.
definitely
You can come
be
and pick
here
up. So there's,
for you
hey, and
to
speaking
pick
of wine
up
club
wine.
members that haven't picked up in a long time and are totally missing out because you don't have these wines,
Damn straight.
please come up and get it. And if not, we will get it shipped out to
We
you
can
as well.
ship it to you,
Absolutely.
especially our local.
Speaking of shipping, what else you got there, Danny? Oh, Grady's got it. There we go.
Oh, I got it. Oh my God, it's Suzanne's birthday coming
What?
up this Sunday. She's having Szechuan lamb. What wine would pair best with Szechuan lamb?
That's
Make it
an
one that we have.
excellent question, Susan. I think Szechuan lamb.
I know what I'm
I
thinking.
know exactly what Szechuan
I know.
lamb's
I know
gonna
what
go
you're
with.
thinking too.
No, you're thinking of something different.
No, I'm not. Damn it! That was not what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking the dark side because of that
okay.
richness, all that
All right.
crazy.
Lamb, obviously, very intense flavored
It has
meat.
in it Szechuan.
And then you throw Szechuan where you're throwing in.
Your pairing's better.
Probably
Yeah,
going to be some sugar
element.
in there as well.
Element.
But
But
here's what we're going to do. Now, if that lamb's going to be soaking in buttermilk for 24 hours, that's going to take a lot of the gaminess down. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you, are you going to be doing it in buttermilk, or are you going to be just cooking that lamb right off the bat? Grill, oven, another big question. So actually, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not going to be soaking that in buttermilk overnight for 24 hours, and you're thinking about your Szechuan lamb on the grill, then I would absolutely go with Grady's pick of the dark side.
Dark side.
Because the dark side, a little more powerful, a little more intense. It's going to be able to handle those, there we go. It's going to be able to handle those more intense flavors. But for me personally, if I was doing a Szechuan lamb, I would probably soak it in the buttermilk. And most likely be braised with some vegetables. So we've taken a lot of those more intense, charred flavors out, and we're bringing it down a notch. So I would pick the 2016. If you're lucky enough
If you
to
have a
own the
13,
2013, I
or
would
an 11.
absolutely do the
Yeah,
13. No one
yeah.
owns the 11s but me. I would do what we call the Element. And the Element is a Movedra-based blend. And the reason why I'm choosing the Element, when you're talking about lamb and you're usually, sometimes to counteract that intensity of the lamb, you're going to have some berry flavors
Right.
mixed in. And so you do some sort of, there's always going to be some sort of sauce if she's talking about Szechuan and stuff like that.
Right.
But, for me, the Element brings out blueberries, blueberries and lamb sound fantastic to me, so that's what I would choose.
Great call, dude. Excellent. Well, I guess that's why you're the winemaker.
Or that's why we're doing it that way, because I started thinking that you wanted more intense.
I wanted a
flavors.
more intense flavor. I thought
And-
maybe you should build the intensity with the intensity, but I think Brad's got the more subtle note there.
Oh
With
my
that
God,
element.
I think.
Well, there is the subtlety with the Mourvedre.
I would do it both ways.
Open them both, and then let us
Oh.
know which one is the best.
That's great idea. Because you just got the dark side. Of course, you haven't had the element for a while, but
For a
I
while.
know that a lot of you hang on to my wines for a long time.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because you're smart. Because they just get better and better over time.
I can just tell Andra
so
has
you
the
might-
13.
Oh, she's a 13?
She does. Andra,
All right, here's the deal. If I'm wrong, put a cork back in it, ship it back to me. I'll drink the rest of that element.
I will.
And then we'll ship you something else. That sounds
I think
fantastic.
that's a good thing to do.
All right, do we have any more questions today?
So far, right? That's it so far.
Awesome. All right, so we're in the middle of a couple questions, so everybody can prepare for next week. So next week we're going to be doing my 2018 Axina. Axina is an ancient Greek grape. I don't know why they bothered with Retsina. If they were focusing on Axina, Greek grapes would be some of the most fantastic in the world. It is a bright, it is a summery, it is a fun wine. We're also going to be tasting, we got somewhere else, something else going on there, but in the meantime, while Grady holds that, we're going to be doing our more full-bodied rosé. So we're going to be doing our Grenache rosé that just is an explosive cranberry, super tart, intense. You can pair that up with most foods that most white wines couldn't even stand to do. And then we're also going to be showing our 2015 Cabernet. It's our 2015 Dry Creek Reserve Cabernet. Again, all my big wines, meaning everything but Merlot, Malbec, Zinfandel, are all pretty much barreled for 3 years before we blend those up and let them out. That
And let's
sounds
give a
fantastic.
quick Arizona toast. Looks like we got the Niners on the stream today.
Awesome. Welcome, Niners.
Hello,
and to all
Zonies.
my other Zony friends out there, that's absolutely fantastic. So we'll be doing that. And again, I'm going to be pairing that up with the Dominica meatballs and the shrimp and mango salsa.
Right.
What is that?
So our buddy John Huddock just asked. He wasn't able to make barrel tasting this year because it was a little crazy. Is there anything you're particularly excited about with the wines that we were showing for barrel tasting?
Oh man, that's a great idea. All right, so here's the deal. So this year, for barrel tasting, we showed my 2017 Cabernet Dry Creek Reserve, and we also showed my 2018 Sister, which is my Merlot. For those of you that are familiar with the Sister, she's soft, she's silky, she's elegant. It sells out almost immediately, and the Merlot is super exciting.
I know it's like
Here's
your
my
favorite child.
Here's my problem with that is that I was selling that for $29 a bottle if you bought it as a 6-pack, and I was also selling my Reserve Cabernet, which is going to sell for $90 a bottle for $59. So how can you go wrong by buying either of those? Now, John, that sale ended 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. But because you mentioned it, anybody out there that didn't jump in on those sales,
On the futures.
you absolutely can. So it's
We
a
can
future
still do
sales.
futures.
These wines
Yeah.
are not bottled. The Merlot will be bottled in July. You'll be getting that hopefully shortly after that. And then the Messenger won't be bottled till October because it needs that full 3 years in the barrel. So for our wine club members that lost their minds and forgot about ordering,
Or we're flying around the world.
we're going to extend that sale to you guys if you buy the 6-pack. You can get the Merlot for $29 and the Cabernet for $59. But the real deal is the already bottled Sauvignon Blanc that we're offering by the case right now. I didn't think it was going to be ready to go, but we bottled it 2 weeks ago. It wasn't going through any bottle shock at all, so we showed it for barrel tasting. I think we blew through 20 or 30 cases. The reason why we did that is we offered it at grocery store pricing as a pre-release. So let me see, John, since you're in Yuma, And Yuma probably will go to what, 80, 90 degrees this year during the summer. If you buy about a 6-pack of the Merlot, a 6-pack of the Cab for the winter, and a case of that Sauvignon Blanc, I'll extend that deal to you as well. And it's only $240, $20 a bottle, grocery store pricing for that. So I want to recommend the Sauvignon Blanc, even though it's lower priced, just because you're in Yuma. But I know you like your bigger reds, and I think you should take advantage of at least the sister. But you have to take advantage of both. All right, the next
we
one.
did have a question. Is there plenty of Axina? Fortunately, Brad did pull back some Axina, and we held it back for the summer. So we've got plenty of Axina.
Absolutely.
We have plenty of Axina. Sorry, we were, yeah, there you go. Keep it up.
So there we have it. So what I want you guys to do is, this is obviously our first time going live. So what I want and need from you is my great friends. I need some feedback. What did you like? What did you didn't like? What do you want to see for next week? I already told you that we're going to be going to the Messenger next week. We're going to go into Axina, and we're going to be the Rosé. But if you got something, something laying in your cellar and you want me to do a library wine tasting, we'll taste that for you guys. Please do that for me as well. The other thing that you really need to know is that obviously right now we're in this full quarantine in California, and we can only ship to some places in the United States. So if you're not currently a wine club member, but you would like to order some of these wines because they sounded great, please shoot us an email. Because we've got nothing better to do, we can sit there and figure out how to get ship compliant to your state. So we're going to be working really hard at getting ship compliant to all the states in the United States. Right now it's just a few. Obviously if it's California, you can order anything at any time on time, but we will be working on those things for all of you guys. And that's really important. The other really important thing, obviously because we're closed right now, is that most people need it to be shipped. And so we're running a $1 shipping deal right now on 6 packs to start, and anything over that you get $1 shipping. So it's a great deal to stock up. And I know that a lot of you guys are friends and live close. So if you wanted to order a couple cases for your friends that live around you, you can get it delivered to your house, and you can distribute the wine to your friends. That'd be fantastic as well. So we're going to be doing some other interesting sale offers, but right now the biggest one is we're doing $1 shipping on 6 packs plus. So you get a great deal the more you order. We got something else going on.
Yes, we do. How does the new Sauv Blanc compare to the last Sauv Blanc, which was pretty gosh darn fantastic?
Oh, okay. That is a great question as well. For those people that haven't had my Sauv Blanc or are not tasting along and have it right now, my Sauvignon Blanc is, oh look, I think we might have some right here.
Oh my God! Where did that come from?
But here's the deal. My Sauvignon Blanc is more like a Sancerre. Sancerre versus New Zealand. So if you look at Sancerre, it's a French style of Sauvignon Blanc or a Semillon Sauvignon Blanc blend from Bordeaux. They are much more relaxed. They are not the super high acidic New Zealand style of Sauvignon Blancs. So I have a lot more of the, we'll go with the apricots, pineapple flavor processes, and with, okay, apparently the Sauvignon Blanc is really good.
It's very popular.
Despite me pretending it was in Bottle Shock just a couple of days ago, it's super fantastic. Everybody loves it. But it's more of a to get back to the question, it's more of a Sancerre style.
Yeah,
so
very classic.
And what does Sancerre mean? It's a French wine. So we're talking about balance. So in New Zealand, you have the super grass, super grapefruit, high acid style of Sauvignon Blanc. This is not. This has balanced acid. There's no grassy notes. It's more of your median summer tree fruits. You know, your apricots, your I don't even know. I mean, it's there's pineapples.
Pineapple running in there too.
I don't know what it smells or tastes like. I've already seen it. Let's see what it tastes like.
Let's see what it actually tastes like.
All
Oh my
right.
God, a bonus
We
wine.
have a bonus tasting. Whoop whoop.
Look at my handsome hands.
Zero grass. So if you are a
No,
New
there's
Zealand
no grass
style
on this one. None.
Sauvignon Blanc lover, this one is not for you. Oh man, you got some apricots, you got some pineapples, you got some pears, you got some nice median flavored summer fruits. But the most important thing to me is that I hate heartburn, and this wine does not give me heartburn for two reasons. Number one, there's no residual sugar. Residual sugar gives you heartburn. Acid also can give you heartburn as well. Sometimes it works in reverse, higher acid, no heartburn. But in the real deal, typically a wine that has sugar and high acid, you get immediate acid reflux. And if you're a Sauvignon Blanc hater, you've been drinking way too many corporate Sauvignon Blancs because they stuff them full of sugar and they keep the acid super high so that you can't pick up the fact that they're made poorly. This wine has got balanced acid and has no sugar, so you shouldn't be getting the acid reflux.
Doesn't happen with me, and I hate Tums and wine. They taste awful together.
Those are the worst things. So we're going to start wrapping things up here today, and I just want to let everybody know, please come back and visit me next
When you
Friday.
can.
2000, what is that? The 27th.
27th, yes, Friday
is
the
next
27th.
Friday.
And I'll put those other videos up that he's going to be doing.
Don't forget to be looking for those recipes. So if you are in quarantine like we are here in California, that'll give you something to do. Whip up a fun little recipe and get ready for us to talk about it. And then that's where the interactive things will start happening here, is that if I can put these recipes out at the beginning of the week, you can make them, and then we do these wine pairings. You can say, oh, Brad, I really liked it, but cilantro I hate, and I'll tell you that's okay. If you hate cilantro, leave it out. 10% of Americans believe that cilantro tastes like soap.
And
I
they're
don't
wrong.
want to eat soap. No, they're right. That's their
No, that's their palate. That's true.
What's wrong with you? You're just calling out our cilantro haters.
Sorry.
Anyway, we got one more question coming in, but what you really need to pay attention to is that we're going to have these recipes coming out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, earlier in the week.
Yep.
And then you can prepare them ahead of time, and then we can taste these wines together.
And have fun together.
It'll be tons of fun. We'll keep these things
so
up.
much
And
fun.
I'm also asking, we've got, actually, okay, here we go. Here's a request. Can we pair the Sauv Blanc next?
We'll have
The
a
only
monster
problem
truck
with the Sauvignon Blanc
blowout.
tasting is that about 98% of you don't have it, because the only people that do came and picked it up the last 2 weeks when I did it on that pre-sale. So if you need some Sauvignon Blanc for next week, obviously give us a call. We'll get that shipped out to you as well, or any of the other wines. Or please let me know if you want me to do a review of my wines from 10 or 15 years ago, or maybe that 15
what are your favorite
element.
wines?
We
We'll play
can
with
do that as well.
Oh.
All right, shrimp mango
Speaking of-
salsa,
wait a minute.
tastings, pairings. We've got all sorts of, what's your
Wow, 'cause we're
one of
out.
my
I
2009
drank
fathers, because I do not personally own, have, or know anybody in my little circle that has it. So if you have a 2009
If you'd like to come
father,
down and drink
you'd
with
like
us,
me
we
to
would stay this
review
far
it,
away.
I'll give you half price shipping if you ship my wine back to me. No, just kidding. Let me know if you're close. I'll absolutely open it up.
But we
I'd
haven't
love
done
to
that
see.
nine. Well, we
what's
could do
going
13
in.
maybe
It was that-
eventually.
Oh, one last
We'll
one
do the
before we
13.
go here.
Where can we get swag?
Oh, swag is a great question. Hey, did you
I
guys
should
all
put some
notice?
online, probably.
Grady's displaying, and talking about Vanahans, Grady's displaying our brand new puffy jacket with a great logo and the guys wrote California on it. I've got our brand new ultra lightweight hoodie, because a lot of our people, we got some good stuff.
Yeah, it's got the hoodie action going on. Very
All
nice.
sorts of good stuff. So we've got a bunch of new swag. Actually, we'll do a little video. We've got
Maybe
some
I should put it
absolutely
online so you can
fantastic
see what we have.
new women's jackets. We've also, if you ever wanted to be a winemaker and wear a sleeveless jacket, you could be just like Brad and wear a sleeveless jacket around, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm a winemaker, and I'll be looking cool. What was that?
And yes, I will be home.
Oh, Anna says
in the
it's
tasting
called
room
a
tomorrow.
vest, not a
Oh,
sleeveless winemaker
fine.
jacket. I just
But I'll be
thought
here
that when I
tomorrow,
became a
so
winemaker,
give me a
it would
call.
be a sleeveless.
Shoot me an email. I'll be in
winemaker.
the tasting room tomorrow.
Let's see what else we got. And then we got a lot of other Mercury. Oh, speaking of Mercury swag, Grady and I are both wearing our brand new orange Mercury hats. You can go ahead and text in
Two left. Only two left.
who wore it best. And I did talk to our guys. I know. I got you. I also talked to our guys, and even though they're in full lockdown, apparently they're essential, so they can whip
Yeah,
us out
they
some
can whip
more
us out
hats
some
if we sell more than 2 today. So call us up to buy some Mercury swag. Call us up to please order some wine. We would sure appreciate it. And if you are local and you're going to be coming up here to get some Diavola takeout or some Telly's takeout, give us a call. We'll throw you a
We'll throw
bottle
some
of
wine
wine
outside
into
the
your
door.
car, And
Fully
then you
social distanced.
Oh yeah, and I might even wash my hands.
I
before
might
we give
wash
it to
my
you.
hands first.
So we're gonna do a whole bunch of fun things like that. But seriously, thank you guys all so much for well.
But please
First of all,
tell
for
them
your
again,
support.
when are we doing this
Oh,
again?
well, one last thing.
Are we doing this again?
Eat.
Eat the food in front of you. The viewers are jealous.
Here's the deal.
I wanted to save some for the other people.
We've got Anna,
But-
Brandy, and Danny here. Danny's social distancing because you don't know what's going on.
Brandy
there.
is working the computer.
But we'll be scarfing up all these deliciousness.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Actually, and here's everything. You know we're going to be opening a bottle of champagne to celebrate our first Mercury Wine
Live video
Goes
broadcast.
Live. I'm in your living room having happy hour with you right now. How
Thank
freaking
you.
great is that?
Thank you
This is
so
awesome.
much.
I
This
think
has
I saw
been
somebody online
so
go,
much fun.
smash the like button, hit subscribe.
Oh yeah,
You'll
smash
know
the
what's
like
going
button,
on.
dude. Hit the like button.
But
Oh, yeah,
seriously,
that'd be cool.
thank you guys so much. We certainly appreciate this. As we're ending this video, it's going to be a little awkward.
We have to
Grady's
stop.
Grady's the only one that knows how to actually turn it off, so his
I do.
giant
I have to
face
go up
is
and
going
go.
to be in the thing. So if you look away now,
Hey, look away.
Oh,
Look away.
that's
Take the
Grady
children away from
comes
the
around the
computer.
counter
I've got to push
to-
the
to
button
do
and it's going to
this.
be right there.
But this has
It'd be
been
horrible.
more than fantastic. Please email us if you want to buy some wine. That would be most appreciated. And we'll get you guys taken care of right away in a perfect world. It goes out
Recipes start on the
Monday morning.
23rd.
Recipes.
We get
All
the
right, there it
recipes
is.
up online.
All right.
27th for the next one of these
Get over
crazy
there.
things.
Shut it down.
All right, I'm going to go push the.
Oh, one last one. What is this?
So much for my model status. Well,
Was
you
that
know I
the
do
Who
drink
Wore
wine all
Best?
day.
All right, guys. Shut it down, Greg. We
I'm
gotta-
shutting it down. All right,
we
we're
gotta-
shutting
we
it
got
down.
some things.
That was it.
Thank you guys
Thank
very
you
much.
so
Please join us
much.
again next Friday. It'd be
We'll see you
absolutely
next Friday.
fantastic.
Same
Cheers.
time, same bat channel.
That's it. Where's Freddie?
Where is Freddie?
handsome.
You know what? I think
Okay,
people
you go
actually
shut it down.
get
Come here.
Freddie up here.
Come here.
Everybody
Come on,
loves
Fred.
Fred.
Up, ups. Come on, snacks. Snacks. He says, you know, he's been very tired since he hasn't been working much lately. Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Look out! Look out, world! Here it goes! We're going offline! Oh my god! Oh my god!
See you next time, you crazy kids. Keep drinking wine. Don't ever stop.